Our next Open Door Champion Award recipient is Symone Crawford, the Director of Homeownership Education and CEO of STASH at the Massachusetts Affordable Housing Alliance, or MAHA. Symone, thank you for your leadership on fair housing by advancing the goal of closing the racial homeownership and wealth gap and your ongoing efforts to make homeownership in Massachusetts more equitable. As many people in this event know, Massachusetts has one of the worst racial homeownership and wealth gaps in the nation. A 2015 analysis by the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston found the median net worth for white households at $247,500 compared with $8 for Black households. STASH is a first in the nation match savings program for first-generation homebuyers below the area median income. By seeking to level the playing field and open up new opportunities for households who've been shut out of the home buyer market, STASH is contributing to more equitable outcomes. And Symone, in addition to running this program, is active in so many state efforts to close the racial homeownership gap. It's an honor to work with you, Symone. I hope everyone will join me in welcoming and congratulating Symone Crawford.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate this. I am truly humbled. And I'm thinking, I'm here today. I've been in this field, trying to find my way through everything that's been happening and just doing what I would want someone else to do for me. So I appreciate this. For those that missed it, I'm just going to say again, my name is Symone Crawford, and I am the Director of Homeownership Education at the Massachusetts Affordable Housing Alliance, better known as MAHA. I want to also congratulate all of the awardees. You truly deserve this. Thank you. Now, MAHA has been in existence for over 35 years, and in that time, we have been laser focused on homeownership. Our mission is to educate and mobilize to increase affordable homeownership opportunities, break down barriers facing first-time and first-generation home buyers, and close the racial wealth and homeownership gaps. I am a product of this mission in every way. I took a MAHA first-time home buyer class in 2004. I was able to purchase my home that same year by securing a mortgage to the most affordable mortgage program, the soft second loan program, now One Mortgage through MHP. This brought stability to my family, my community as well. I was able to purchase in an area that I wanted to stay in a place where I could be close to friends and family, close to my church and my work. My 3 daughters had a home and a safe backyard to play in. My husband had his own small plot for his garden, and I have the joy of getting my hands dirty by planting flowers and enjoying my blooms. I call that quality of life. But my MAHA story did not end there. As is the usual process, MAHA's organizing team reached out and pulled me into their world, a world where I learned of others before me and others like me fighting for a chance at the American dream. They taught this immigrant how to be a community leader, teaching me how to advocate for others like me that want to have the opportunity to control their own living spaces, others that want to have access to equity, others that want to have a chance at intergenerational wealth creation through homeownership, others that want a secure roof over their heads without a landlord constantly raising the rent. MAHA's mission is just as relevant today as it was with the passing of the Fair Housing Act in 1968. While the housing crisis has been a major issue for years, COVID-19 and the Black Lives Matter movement left us with the stark reality that for decades, many have been systematically excluded from becoming homeowners. Here in Massachusetts, ownership rate is 70% for white households, while it is just 35% for Blacks, Latinx, and Asian combined. I know that these statistics have been spoken about here today, but I feel the need to let this sink in for us to really reflect on this number. And I promise myself every chance I get to say these statistics, I will. One of the widest gaps in the state and the country is the Massachusetts gap. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. And so Until I see a change for better, I will continue to repeat these numbers. Now, this is where STASH comes in. STASH is a first generation match savings program, and the acronym stands for Saving Towards Affordable, Sustainable Homeownership. STASH is a pilot program that was made possible through the Boston Children's Hospital Social Determinants of Health grant and is an example of a race-conscious initiative that is compatible with fair housing laws. As previously stated, Mass has one of the worst racial homeownership gap and wealth gap in this nation, and we need to be intentional about closing that gap, and STASH is playing a role. First generation home buyers do not have the bank of mom and dad, and STASH has been and can continue to be that resource to level the playing field for those that have intergenerational assets. Since January of 2019, we have enrolled a total of 200 participants. All enrollees must have graduated from a MAHA first-time homebuyer class, be a first-generation homebuyer defined as their parents never owning a home during their lifetime, or they have lost a home due to foreclosure, and their household earnings at or below the area median income for their county. Every participant is challenged to save $2,000 of their own funds over a 12-month period, which will enable them to qualify for an additional $2,000 towards the purchase of their first home, hence the bank of mom and dad. I'm going to share some of our data with you right now. Of the 200 participants enrolled so far, 72.5% are Blacks or African American, 19% Latinx, 4.5% multiracial, 3% white, and 1% Asian. That's a total of 97% people of color. 65 of the 200 participants have met both the education and savings goals. 21 participants have already purchased or have purchased and sales agreements pending. There's been a combined saving of over $273,000 as of March of 2021. And these savings are coming from households with an average income of approximately $62,800. 2/3 of the participants are under 40 years old, 82% are female, 60% have children, 70% lives in Dorchester, Hyde Park, Roxbury, Mattapan areas, and 38% are immigrant. Looking forward, we at MAHA have started a campaign to scale up this race-conscious first-generation homebuyer match savings program. Within our homeownership justice vision, MAHA has issued a call to action to raise an additional $100 million in public and private funding within the next 5 years. This would enable the program to help up to 4,000 first-gen home buyers. Our goal is to increase the match from a 2-to-1 match up to a 10-to-1 match, which would enable the participants to receive $20,000 in match money. We cannot continue to do the same things the same way and expect anything to change. We need to challenge ourselves, be honest, acknowledge that it will be hard and uncomfortable, but that we must make equitable and inclusive changes so that those that have been disenfranchised, those that have been left out, those that have been discriminated against can now achieve the dream of safe and affordable homeownership. The City of Boston, under the guidance of Sheila Dillon and our former mayor, Mayor Marty Walsh, invested additional funding to enable us to increase the match. So if a participant saves $2,500, they receive an additional $5,000 towards the purchase of their first home within the City of Boston. This support has made it possible to add 50 additional participants in the past few months. We are calling on others to join this race-conscious, bold, and innovative strategy to help close the racial and wealth gaps. Developers, employers, other municipalities, state government, we need everyone to pitch in. We have a tremendous opportunity in front of us. For the first time in years, there's a momentum in Congress to provide support for homeownership. We need new affordable homes that is part of the President Biden's infrastructure bill. But we need direct support for home buyers too. And Senator Warren has introduced legislation to provide down payment assistance for first-time home buyers who live in formerly redlined areas. We're also very excited to share that the chairwoman, Maxine Waters, has filed legislation that would provide $10 billion in down payment assistance to first-generation home buyers using our STASH program as a model. I feel so proud to say this today, and I'm so excited to be a part of this, and yet again, humbled by this. This is just amazing. In just 2 years, first-generation home buying assistance has gone from an idea that began in Dorchester and is now being debated in the halls of Congress. Let's get this done. Thank you for the recognition of our work with STASH and for the first-generation home buyers. It is rewarding to partner with all of you as we seek to build a fairer, more affordable housing opportunities for tenants and home buyers alike. I just want to say to you today, I don't know why I am in this space. I worked for 17 years in the corporate world as an insurance adjuster and a manager, and I've never experienced anything so fulfilling as being here today. I thank you for everyone on this call. Thank you for all the work you have done, and thank you for the inclusion. I'm here to answer any questions for a few minutes.